Hi friends, this is Sham. I know it's been a really very long time that I haven't made a video in this channel, but I really appreciate the support that you guys have been showing in your comments and asking me when I'm making a new video. So this is it. After I think more than a year's time, I'm back again with this new video, and this is I really don't have any agenda or a topic today. I just wanted to say hi to you guys, and I'm back again, guys. And however, my consulting services were on. I have been consulting folks in their resume reviews, resume rebranding, project management, interviews, and certification guidance, etc. That has been going fine, and even now I'm going to put my email id if you're looking for some guidance, some kind of an interview preparation. Do let me know. I do consult that uh, on a need basis or special cases, but I don't do that regularly as of now. So what did I do in this past few years, or in the past year was mainly I was looking at opportunities where I can transition my career and learn about AI, or learn about how I can improve as a project manager. And I realized that the job market is extremely volatile these days, and you've been seeing the news of layoffs, and you've been seeing how things are shifting rapidly, and how we can keep up to this new pace. But interestingly, there are certain jobs which definitely are impacted by AI, but that in fact has helped them and it has created new opportunities. And project management is some a kind of a role where, of course, there is an impact of AI, but not to an extent where it's going to completely replace you. Since project management job involves a lot of human touch. There is a lot of interpersonal skills that you need to have, stakeholder management skills that you need to have. So it's really, I don't say it's impossible, but wherever there is an element of trust that is required, right, in your job, I think those are the jobs which will be difficult to be replaced completely. Of course, some of the mundane tasks that you do, the tools that you use for your regular project management delivery might change. The way in which you're handling your meetings, you're talking to your stakeholders might change. The reporting might change, but AI takeover, as you see, that is happening for the other jobs. We are not there yet, is what I feel. Again, this is my personal opinion, based on my research. You guys can also let me know in the comments, or if you have a different opinion, happy to hear that. So what did I do in the past 1 year or so, right? So I have been a project manager for 12 years now. It's my 13th year actually. I'm working as a project manager, as you know, and I've started my content creation journey sometime back in 2022 onwards. I realized that coming from a project management background and sticking to that role for a really long time has its own pros and cons for sure. But one key thing that helps you to survive, because I look at it as a matter of survival in the job market especially, is that you have to stay relevant. And how do you stay relevant is you learn. You are open to learn, you're open to adapt what you have learned, and not only your work, but also do something hands on outside of your work and put that in your resume. So I've been doing that. And there's also a smart way of doing it, because I've seen a lot of people write stuff on LinkedIn which cannot be validated, right? Because you can write anything on LinkedIn and state that okay, you have done that, but when it comes to the real interview, the real test of your skills, the matter which is there on your LinkedIn will not work, right? So you need to show some hands-on experience. And right now in the role of project management, there's a lot of change that is coming in. So if you open, let's say, the PMI, Project Management Institute website, which is the governing body of all the top project management certifications in project management fraternity, that is your PMP, your PGMP, your PMI, ACP, PMI, RMP, and a lot of it, right? So even they have introduced a new certification called CPMAI, which is related to the artificial intelligence and how you can leverage generative AI principles in getting yourself not only certified but implementing the generative AI methods in project management. And also, they have come up with this new methodology on how you can drive Gen AI projects, right? So uh, in my one of the past experiences, I did get an opportunity to work on a small Gen AI project, uh, which basically had like some amount of use cases that are identified by the business, and these use cases have to be quantified. You have to understand that you generate the benefits out of these use cases once you deploy them or once you implement them, and then basically drive this entire effort as a project, right? This might sound like a typical automation project, I can say, but there's a difference between how you do an automation project versus how you do a Gen AI project, because uh, people use those terms interchangeably these days, and people are just even, I don't say people, but even companies are just uh, calling every automation as a Gen AI use case, which is not necessarily true, right? So, as a project manager, you need to not only have the technical breadth of how the technology works, what are the tools that you use, and how you can leverage your project management skills in driving the effort, but also the key important aspect in a Gen AI project from a project manager's point of view is the benefit realization. Because I think you would have seen a lot of news these days that there are a lot of Gen AI use cases which are being developed, but they fail to implement and they fail to deliver the results. So I understand that it's not a one man's job of a project manager to recognize the benefits, but trust me, guys, when you are giving an interview for a project manager, these are some of the concepts that people are testing now. How you are going to convince them becomes really important. And I would like to say that prepare yourself for the change in job shift for a project manager, because your time, cost, scope, managing stakeholders, your typical case study questionnaires will no more work. You have to be prepared in answering the questions related to benefits realization, the questions related to how you can quantify whether a particular use case is actually a Gen AI use case or an automation use case, or whether if it qualifies for an Gen AI or not, and what are the frameworks that you would use to ensure that you prioritize this. So I see project management role shifting towards a more of a product owner or a product management mindset kind of a role, along with keeping the basic fundamentals of driving project management, preparing the plan, time boxing the activities, doing things in tandem, which is taking some nuances from the agile part of it. So it's really hard to describe how this role is shaping up, but uh, I don't have a single word on how you can put everything, but what I can say is you don't have to stick to a particular boundary these days. You have to come out of your shell, learn as much as possible. I can start with learn about agile. Definitely agile skills are going to bring a lot of value. Don't just stick to the scrum master roles, but also learn about understanding the agile holistically, meaning what are the different frameworks that you can use, and which framework suits what kind of projects, these kind of things, right? Along with agile, AI, Gen AI. So I would request you to start with any of the free Gen AI tools, right? So nowadays a lot of people are selling prompt engineering as a course. I don't think so that is required. You don't have to learn prompt engineering, because prompt engineering is something that you will eventually learn as you start using a particular AI tool. But I would like to put more focus on some of the models, right? Like LLMs, understand the technology aspect of the Gen AI. So that is going to help you a lot. So, the other thing that I want to talk about is understanding the business side of it, right? So, I understand that project management doesn't directly get involved into the business unless you are working in some kind of a strategy projects or anything related to non-IT, any strategic governance kind of a role, or if you are at a senior PMO position, you would get to understand the business side of it. But if you are someone who is in IT and working on the generative AI or cloud projects, it's really difficult to get the understanding of business because you would be more focused on the operation side. So there are some avenues where you can steer your career and understand the business aspect of it while being in IT, and one of them is the risk management. The element of risk, or knowing the element of risk from a business perspective, from a technology perspective, will help you as a project manager, right? So whenever you are solutioning a particular project, or when you're preparing an SOW, there is always an element of risk management which is accounted while you're documenting that, right? So especially when it comes to Gen AI, so when you are saying that okay, you are going to work on a Gen AI project, uh, when I say actual project of Gen AI, there is a lot of emphasis given on risk. That means whether this Gen AI solution that you're implementing will reduce any manual work, will it impact any business teams, will it impact any business units, whether it's going to create some amount of fear among the internal employees, whether it's going to really automate a particular work or realize the benefits strategically. So these are the things that would come up as a question from your stakeholders. And trust me guys, there will be a lot of stakeholders who would pose these questions, and they really want to know the answer from you as a project manager. So if you are someone who's able to tackle these questions, not only in driving the projects, but let's say if you are planning to break out into project management of, or if you are giving any interview, these are some of the questions that typically nowadays people are asking, right? They want to know whether you have implemented any risk management framework, or if you know generally about what is the risks involved in deploying a new solution. And with a context of Gen AI, it is evident that they are going to ask some questions on risk management, right? So it's important that you gain that understanding, have those typical examples that you can think of in your interview, and use the techniques like STAR technique to answer those questions, right? The other thing that I want to focus is about the especially if you are into the IT side, learn about cloud DevOps. You don't have to have the hands-on knowledge, but understand how the technology works. What are the different, let's say if you are talking about public cloud, right? What are the different services that each of the public cloud offering has, which service offering is used for what purpose from a business standpoint at a very high level. You need to have that understanding. uh, Take up any project. A data migration project is a very good example that you can think of while giving these answers. You can think about doing a virtualization kind of a engagement, where you are virtualizing some environments and then you're decommissioning the older ones. So these are some of the examples that you can think. The third most important thing that you can build skills on is the security aspect. IT security or information security or cyber security, any of these. So this could be like deploying a new security product. It could be an antivirus, it could be an access management tool, it could be an enterprise level cyber security reporting tool, or a monitoring tool. These are some of the example of projects that you can talk about in the projects, because IT security is something that will come everywhere, right? Even if you deploy a Gen AI, even if you change any technology, if you're in IT, you have to touch the security aspect in some or the other way. So you have to be prepared and you have to have that knowledge of the basic IT security standards. So now I understand that for a project manager, it's difficult to start learning these things from scratch. But a good segue for a project manager is to understand the IT governance and risk and compliance part of the IT security. Meaning, IT security is a vast. It's an ocean. It has a lot of roles. You start with an analyst, you have the architect, and so on and so forth, right? You have the information security manager, you have a data privacy specialist, and it's huge. But as a project manager, right, you need to understand that where your skill set would fit into the IT security. So I can think of, let's say, if you are a project manager who have worked on IT projects, risk governance and compliance, what they call it as ITGRC, governance, risk, and compliance, is an area where some of your skills can overlap. And that is a very crucial role in most of the product companies and even service companies, right? And let's say if you are already working on some IT service management tool, or if you have some exposure on ITIL, then it's going to complement this skill, right? So you can learn about IT audits. So there are various IT audits. There is information security audit, there's a data center audit, there is a risk management audit. Now they have a new standard for even the artificial intelligence audits as well, right? So you can learn about these ISO certifications, ISO audits, how those are done, how an audit can be driven as a project, what are the challenges. You can learn about what are the different risk and governance frameworks that you can apply. COBIT is one of the very good framework that is widely applied. Of course, ITIL is one of the key framework that is applied across the globe. So essentially, what I'm trying to say is, having just a plain PMP or a project management profile will not help, since the world is changing. I would request you to learn about the service management, the cloud, the governance, and be prepared from a 360 degree point of view, because having just one skill and relying on that one skill will not help. Eventually, you need to have multiple skills. You need to have multiple weapons in your arsenal, right? If one doesn't work, you have to use the other one. So it's like that. So job market is very crucial. Job market is very tight, and it's challenging, of course. But the preparation shouldn't be short from our end, and I'm here to help you guys. So these are some of the thoughts that just came into my mind while making this video, and I trust me, guys, this is not at all scripted. I don't have any plan. I'm just talking whatever things that is coming into my mind. And for those people, I mean, these were some of the folks that had reached out to me, who have been a project manager for quite some time, and they are in their mid-level career and who want to transition into a people management role, or some other role. Just a small advice for them, I would request not to do any transition until 2027. Why? Because there's a lot of change or a shift that is going to happen by 2027, because the AI change or a transformation that is currently happening. Some people are also calling it as an AI bubble. Some people are saying that since a lot of projects are not realizing the benefits of AI, people are saying that this is a bubble that can burst anytime. So we really don't know. So if you're shifting from a billable role, which is a project management role, to a people manager or some kind of a non-billable role, this is not the right time, because your job would be at stake. And if you're on bench for really long time, then yeah, you might be fired as well. You would have seen the recent firing of TCS, followed by Infosys, and every company is firing that. So you don't have to be in that constant fear that you will get fired, because eventually everyone will get fired. So you have to develop the skills that even if you're fired, let's say tomorrow, you using those skills, you should be in a position to get a new job, or using those skills you should be able to do something that will help you to get some money, right? Make money. So I would advise, if you are planning to change anything, don't change, because a similar advice was asked for me in the time of 2020, post COVID. That time my YouTube was not active, but I was talking to few people, and that time the job market was really good. People were offering very good packages, and that was the right time to make as much as switch that you could, because the job market was hot. I myself changed two companies in that time from 2020 to 2022, mid 2022, because that was a golden period for job hoppers, and people were giving tremendous hikes. But after 2023, when the slowdown happened, when the economic depression started, and now with the changes in the H1B visa rules and regulations, I mean, things are difficult and challenging. So if you're working, if you have a job, just stick to it. Spend your time in learning these skills and ensuring that you are well prepared, and then you can think post 2027, when things get a little bit settled, you can think of shifting any job. uh Fine, guys. I This is just a random video. Like I mentioned, I just wanted to say hi and also give some thoughts about how things are changing. I'll be regularly making videos, not only from a project management standpoint, but for the other topics as well. um, and stay tuned. All I can say is stay tuned, and be curious. And if you're someone who is looking for a project management career transition, or if you want to break into project management from a technical role, or within project management you want to see other flavors of project management, write down to me. I have my email ID mentioned here in the description. Do let me know, and we can have a one-on-one discussion, and I can help you as much as possible. That being said, I'll say bye for now, and I'll see you in the next